Well, it looks like the long hand of the clock has just struck 9. And out comes Saif Khan for the footprint defenders with his long handle to try and get a big start for the footprint defenders here in this 47th encounter of the ICCA Academy Arabian Cricket League against the Rajkot Thunders, who will open their bowling with the pace. As always, one could expect a little bit of movement and a bit of swing in the air here at this ICCA Academy pitch, which almost always assists the seamers early on. Looks like the final bit of field placement is going on, and just in time is Abid Ibrahim into the comm box. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Samir, and a good evening to all our viewers who's watching this game and excited to witness this game number 47 here at the ICCA Cricket Academy. We had some of the fantastic games early. Even yesterday it was an excellent game. There you go, plays the call. Down the leg side. Not a convincing start for the bowler.
Yeah, wide in place early on. So expecting that outward movement against the right-handed Saif Khan. But he sprays down the leg side, the pace. Not the way you want to start off your spell.
Now that's where you need to have a control on this swing. The seam placement is very important. As we say, that it's all about how you love your seam, how you care about it, and how you release it.
Oh, wild swing on the offside. Misses it completely. Maybe played a little too early there. Joining Saif Khan will be Sethuratnam on the non-strikers. And oh, a slight bit of movement. Not too much there. Probably just playing down the wrong line and then correcting himself. Should have played much straighter.
It always should be the idea to play it more straighter when especially the ball is moving around. And these are very crucial hours. Usually we see the captains go with bowling first.
And that's in his arc, full straight, and he loves it there, Saif Khan. He won't get all of it, just a chip over the field at cover, and they'll cross over for a couple, the first runs off the bat.
Yeah, quite an easy picking there for the batter. It just was, he was not ready for it, or maybe he was least expecting something to be on the slot that he can fence his chances. Well, if he was prepared for that, that might have gone all the way. And now you see that the tips are being dropped down, how you need to hit the deck hard.
Again down the leg side. This time the keeper will miss it. No chance of getting that. And that's another freebie offered by Dipesh. Struggling for control here. And because of that, he'll give away 4 wides.
Oh, that was very average piece of bowling. Again, he's struggling to control the swing. Dipesh is usually a very, very fine bowler, but haven't seen him struggles when it's about controlling the ball. He's usually very accurate, and more of the time he's very consistent with his line and length or the offside. But now he's struggling, maybe trying too much.
Every once in a while, fast bowlers go through that little patch of losing control. There's a little mini conference there with the bowler as they look for the ball. Looks like it's gone into one of those bushes next to us, Abid. It's about 3 people there looking for the ball. In the meantime, the Rajkot Thunders have got a little mini conference going on, just advising Dipesh. And sometimes I think too many cooks can spoil the broth, and that seems to be happening over here.
Well, indeed, you don't need a lot of noises around you. You just probably need one guy to guide you. It's either the strike bowler, a fast bowler, your companion, or otherwise the captain should be the right person to be around you and talking to you what is his plan, because it's captain who's always there with the plan.
Tariq Isab will want Dipesh to get his line right early on, because his over has already become expensive. Just a couple of deliveries and 8 runs off it already. There's been too much effort from the batter. It's just been irregular bowling. Now this is a good move. They had third man, and now they've got a fine leg, and the second fielder down the line is no. In fact, there is no second fielder outside the 30-yard circle. So just a one fielder down at fine leg, because slip in place, and almost a defensive sort of a field set because he's spraying down that leg side so often, Dipesh. And he overcorrects on the other extreme of the pitch. This will also be called a wide.
Yeah, it's a no ball. Probably, yeah, because that has hit outside that yard. Yeah, that's for sure. That's hitting not the trough, it's hitting the grass.
If you look at Dipesh closely with that run in and that finish, it just doesn't seem to be in rhythm. There's something about him that tells me that he's still yet to loosen up. Let's see what he's going to do in this free hit delivery. Yeah, a top edge. You swing at them wildly when it's a free hit, and that's exactly what you get. More often than not, especially in the power play, it'll run away to the boundary thanks to this quick outfield here at the ICCA Academy grounds.
Yeah, he had the third back there as well, but could not do anything about it because that was travelling fast, quick, just over the slip fielder, and a fantastic boundary, timely boundary there.
13 already in just 3 balls. Very expensive this over proving to be. And the batters haven't had to do much. It's mostly just wayward bowling. Third man fine leg still in the boundary line. And that's been cut away very nicely. Ooh, that the fielder at point did get a hand to it. I thought it was travelling at some pace, but it turns out almost popped over. That should have been taken. Would have been a very good wicket.
It was not only you, Samir, but indeed the fielder as well thought that was travelling over him. Look at that late reaction. He could have done it slightly earlier if he was prepared or expecting something to come close. Now a little bit of bother there, Dipesh and his team.
Very eventful over. This is turning out to be all sorts of things happening. Edges, wides, boundaries, drop catch. What more do we have in store? Sethratnam looking to drive that. Wasn't enough. Wasn't there to be driven. Way outside the off stump. It's another wide by Dipesh. This is becoming a very, very expensive over now. 15 with 2 more balls to go.
Now, every time if you've given a lot of extras or you've just conceded a lot of runs, it's the bowler who's on a back foot. So I don't think as a premier bowler that you spearhead, you're the fast bowler, you get the first over, and you find yourself on a back foot. So that's where you struggle. You don't go for your stock deliveries. You try to get somehow rid of this over.
Yeah, sometimes overthinking is not good for you. And that's probably what Dipesh is doing because he's given away those extras and a boundary of the free hit. Too many things going on in his mind. Just needs to calm down, get back to the basics. And the ball, the delivery that he produced before this was the ideal one. That's where he needs to be on a good length, leaving the right-hander, keeping him guessing. Sethratnam has faced only one delivery. This will be the last one of the first over. Yeah, much better. Gets the top part of the bat. They're still able to cross over for a single. Shouldn't have been one. The fielders must be on their toes. Anyway, it's an expensive over, the first one. 16 for none. Nitin Thomas will be sharing the new ball alongside Dipesh. He'll be looking to undo some of the damage that Dipesh has caused. He will get a deep extra cover, some protection on the offside for him. And he too starts off down the leg side with a wide.
Well, you have a protection on the offside and you're spraying down the leg side. Does not really make sense for me. At least Nitin Thomas need to cover it up. You know, it's that phase where you don't go for wickets, you try to contain runs. That 6 overs does not cost you much runs, but some hard work for the keeper.
Yeah, it's a much nicer length there. Not a very long run up from Nitin Thomas, just a few steps behind the umpire, runs in and bowls very gentle seam up deliveries. You don't really need to put too much effort with a delivery stride like that. All you need to do is keep it there and thereabout. Keep the batsman guessing. Ooh, looking to hoik that over long on. But the ball ever so slightly moving away from the top, from that outside edge. It'll be a dot ball more importantly. They need a few of these, Rajkot Thunders.
Well, indeed, I think the proper way to make into the game some contest is by picking up wicket.
Steps forward, but once again it's down the leg side, and I thought for a moment he may have brushed a pad, but nope. The umpire has got enough exercise in the first couple of overs.
Yeah, they're stretching well there. Lots of extras already in the process of the game. Not a convincing start for the bowlers here. Now he's trying to swing and bring it in with the angle as well.
Now that should be off the bat. That's another single on the total. Not much happening here in terms of the batters, but it's all about the bowlers not being consistent with their line and length today. We haven't yet seen a nicely driven boundary or a pulled away shot for a six. Normally that's what you see in the first couple of overs of a power play. But here, it's been free runs given away by Rajkot Thunders. Oh, that's a good line. A big appeal, but I think that might be going way above. And look at that, the non-striker, Sethu Ratnam, has run more than halfway up the pitch, but Saif Khan is absolutely not interested.
Yeah, he was not looking towards his partner, but rather he was looking it towards the umpire. The finger should not go up, but I think there was clearly evident it has hit him a lot high. So now more than half the runs have come as an extras. That's what my point is, that a lot of extras at the start. Out of the 10 deliveries, they have given 10 extras.
Yeah, it's going to come back and hurt them later on. If footprint defenders, if a couple of their batters hang on and play one of those long innings, then later on, if they do lose by one of those, some of those extras that they've given away, they will look back and wonder, had we bowled a little better than we did early on in the innings of ours. Well, that's nicely bowled and it's nicely hit, but it might just go straight to the fielder. A one-handed attempt by the fielder at mid-off, but it doesn't get to it, and it'll just be a single. Should have been a better running effort there. 2 overs, going at 10 per over, 20 for none. So despite that expensive start, Dipesh will get another opportunity to redeem himself. And that's a much nicer length to bowl. Although it'll still be a single. So this is the difference between a good T20 side and an ordinary side. They don't allow you to get off to those early starts, early singles, early doubles. Just hitting in the ring and getting those ones and twos.
Yeah, you just need to nudge it sweetly with the soft hands so that you can get the opportunity to run for it. Now Dipesh, looking at that, he's bowling second over as well, despite giving 16 in his first. Some belief from the captain, and he's now seems to be in the rhythm.
Yeah, he's got his length right, but I'm not sure what the fielders are doing here. You need to be on your toes. They're just simply dropping and running. If I was a coach here, I'd be fuming at the fielders, especially in the first 6 overs in the power play. You need to be on your toes, on that 30-yard circle, trying and stop every little single run that they're trying to make. But here, these are easy runs here for footprint defenders. Just nudging and running. Mixing it up with the bouncer. Yeah. Now he seems to have found a bit of control, Dipesh.
Good carry as well. I know the wicket has a little bit of a juice in it, but is the reason that every captain look to bowl first, and also considering the dew factor which disturbs the bowler in the later part. So indeed, a wise call is always to have a target in front, especially in the shorter format.
That's being cut away. There is a third man in place. It'll go straight to his hands, but he's dropped it. Oh, that was coming as straight as an arrow. He only had to move a few steps to his right. Probably the way he went to it with his hands. Look at that.
Lalit is the fielder there. Easier chance being put down here. When it's that kind of a day when you just try to get better by bowling good line and length, and your fielders does not support you, you have to feel for the bowler. A poor fielding there.
That's nice and straight. Seyaduratnam once again hitting it straight to the fielder and getting that single. So yes, they haven't scored too many boundaries off the bat, but what they are doing smartly is now that they've got that start thanks to those extras and wayward bowling, they're capitalizing by picking up those ones whenever there is an opportunity. So good batting here by footprint defenders.
Yeah, sensible over as well, Samir. If you consider the game, Dipesh has given 16 in first, but now last 5 deliveries given only 4 runs, and also created few of opportunity. Meantime, this has been picked up and smashed for a glorious 6. That's the first 6, and onto the final ball of the Dipesh third over.
Saif Khan, those big hands and that big long handle of the bat, making full use of it down his pads, and that's where his strength is. Easily clearing that boundary down the leg side, and that run rate of 10 per over, maintaining it. Footprint defenders 30 for none after 3.
Nathan Thomas will continue from academy end. He's bowled pretty well, to be honest. Yeah, there is one driven on the onside, and the ball is travelling quite fast. It's the longest part of the ground, but he still managed to get some runs, and it is 4 runs. Now, sweet timing will get you runs for sure.
They dug it out of his feet. Seyaduratnam very nicely played those wrists coming into action. Fast wrist from Seyaduratnam. A little too full there, Nathan Thomas, especially down the leg side when you have no protection there, paying the price for it with the boundary early on in his overs. And now this is what happens when you give away a boundary early on. The rest of the over, the pressure is back on you.
Yeah, the first ball going for 4 runs. It's always a kind of a chance where the bowler, you find him being on the back foot, does not really go hard. Perhaps don't bowl full, because when you're bowling full, that's where you're just fencing your chances. Now this is smart batting from Seyaduratnam with just soft hands. Now that's how you can sneak singles.
And it seems as if he's been sent out just to do that, play that anchor role, try and bat the 20 overs. We haven't seen him play any shots in anger or aggression. He's always tried to just nudge them around, try and get to the non-strikers in and give the big man Saif Khan all the strike. Played off the back foot. This time they won't get a single because it went pretty quickly off the bat. So it'll just be a dot ball then.
Well, it's high time to get a wicket. The plan A didn't work for you. Rajkot Thunders has leaked some runs. So now to make over that one, you have to pick up a wicket. And I think they'll go for someone like Saif Khan, who can be dangerous out there. It's just a matter of time when he'll go and play those big shots. And these batters do calculation as well. That's what I think, Samir. They just want to play phase-wise. First 10 runs will be watchful. The next 10 runs will play runner ball. And since we passed those 20 runs, we'll play a completely different game.
Yeah, and the bowlers have made that very easy for them. Gave away a very, very good start to them. 16 off the first over, and then still 3.5 overs, 35 for none. It's a very healthy start here. Oh, that's bowled him. That's bowled him. Saif Khan, seeing the full one, got excited. Went for the big shot, played down the wrong line, and look at that middle stump. It's bent. Good bowling.
That just has disappeared in front of the batter. He went for the shot, and that brilliant swing. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Through the gate, little late. Saif Khan departs at 16 for him and 35 for 1. Gurjan, the new bowler, has been introduced, replacing Dipesh. Oh, well, you need to be careful. Now you need, every time you need to do that when there is a good opportunity to take a wicket. Otherwise, it's just throwing the ball, and a very, very risky that you can concede some runs.
Yeah, but at that opportunity, I thought there was a genuine chance there. Seduratnam going for a walk after having defended that, straight back to the bowler. Oh, look at that. How about that for a shot? Seduratnam, we thought he was here to play the quiet role, but he's just whacked that down at the leg side for a huge 6. Not much effort, but maximum result.
Yeah, that's a golf swing, I reckon. He's gone on the onside for a pretty big 6. And I think this is the end where you can fancy your chances to hit it on the onside or play across the line, because this side of a boundary is slightly shorter than the offside.
This time once again he's pulled it over, but it'll be straight to the fielder, who will take an easy catch in the end. Didn't have to move deep square leg. Waqas, the fielder there, went straight to his hands. Getting a little too excited, Seduratnam. Full earlier, short this time. Goes for the temptation, the pull shot, but it's been planned perfectly with that fielder down as deep square leg. So Seduratnam goes after that 6. 14 of 12 for him. It's 41 for 2.
Usman Mukhtar, the new man in, with 41 of 2. And maybe a big shout. Could be interesting. No. Umpire hasn't moved there, Mujahid. So now, 2 new batters together, 2 new fresh legs.
Little bit of damage control here from Rajkot Thunders. Yes, gave away quite a few runs in the first few, but now they've come back with those 2 wickets. Both the openers back in the hut. Short, guided away. Fielder third man. So it'll just be a single. So good comeback here from Rajkot Thunders. They were on the back foot going at 10 per over with some very wayward bowling. But Nitin Thomas and now Gurjant have picked up those 2 wickets and really stemmed the flow of runs. But from now on, it'll have to be some disciplined bowling.
Heather Ali is carrying that image of being a perfect middle order batter. He's got a job to do. And I think he's got the start. The runs are there on board. It's just that they lost 2 wickets quickly. But I think the openers have done their job. Straight to the fielder, and that will be a dot ball. And with that, it will be end of the over. 5 gone, 42 for 2. For 2. Gurdeep comes in as joining me in the comm box as well. It's easy. Ahmed Khwaja, welcome to the comm box.
Good evening, Abid, and good evening, everyone watching on Fan Code, the ICCA Academy Facebook page, and of course, CricTracker on YouTube. Gurdeep bowling left arm pace today, usually bowls left arm spin. So he's mixing it up a tad bit here, starting with the wide. Spin honors even, I would say, after 5 overs. 43 for 2. That was well wide down the leg side. Footprint going at a decent clip, though they have lost a couple of wickets. This time nudged away towards square leg. So he is getting that swing out there. But the line needs to be corrected here, AB.
Well, indeed. It's been a good recovery, what I think, from Rajkot Thunders. The way they started, they was completely going for runs all over the ground. We don't see Deepesh usually struggle with his line and length, but today he started giving 16 in the first over. Now Gurdeep, very well bowled. Now that's where you need to be.
Absolutely. Starting on middle and off, curving in towards middle and leg. That will ask the right questions of any batter in the world. Heather Ali Butt, usually very composed middle order player, stylish, easy on the eye, looking to get going here. And once again, Gurdeep is bowling beautifully, but that's a smartly judged signal there, and he will get underway.
Now I think that's a perfect example. If you don't really bowl quick, you need to be accurate. That's what Gurdeep is all about. He's bowling with some accuracy and just using that new ball as well pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, right on the money. There's that hint of curve in the air. Good seam presentation. And he's a tall lad. You will get that variable bounce from the surface as well. You can see the ball hitting the splice of the bat.
Now I think over here, it all depends on the bowler's end, which end they come from. There should be a plan. Now looking at this, Gurdeep is hunting the pads. It's clearly because he knows that the onside boundary from here is huge.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy to play that pickup shot. We've already seen one wicket gifted there. Waqas Ilyas with that very good catch at square leg. So they're exploiting that field to good effect. Very good over so far. He's only conceded 2 runs off the bat, excluding that extra of the first ball. Good control here from the Thunders. and giving a lot of respect. Sharp in the field as well. Good work. 45 for 2 at the end of power play. So Gurjant Singh Khanda will continue. Successful first over. And now that the power play has been done and dusted, I think Rajkot Thunders need to think about using the spinners quickly as well, because we know that dew will create a lot of problems, Abid.
Yeah, also there is a lot of ways to look at it. As Samir was mentioning earlier, if you, as a coach's point of view, that there are certain things that you need to work on, especially playing at this wicket. Oh, tries to play that uppercut a little late. Now, you need to quickly finish your overs if you're bowling first, because the late you make, the later half is going to be a little difficult for you, because the dew will come in. And also, today's ground, where you see there is a fair bit of a distance between the onside and offside boundary.
Oh, look at that big in swing there for Gurjant. Well, you mentioned about time and about over rates. Of course, we have the new ICC regulations regarding cut-off times for bowling at 20 overs. You will be penalized directly in the field with fielding restrictions. In tennis, they have a timer for the serve. You have about 90 seconds or some sort, 30 seconds to do your serve. We need to have that in cricket as well. The fielding side should be aware of how much time they're taking, I feel. This has been sliced away just over backward point. There is a deep third in place. Not a convincing shot from Haider Ali, but they will pick up two.
Well, coming to your point, it was a very valid point that you should have a certain time to finish things, as we do have in cricket as well. That batter need to take his guard inside 90 seconds, if I'm not wrong. And if you have any other ideas, AZ, you're really not far away from dropping those, because it's just the next building that you need to go in around you. ICC International Head Office.
Why not? Oh, beats the outside edge. Another peach of a delivery from Gurjant. He's just found that spot on the pitch where he's getting some extra lift. And he's troubling Haider Ali here. Beautiful bowling.
Yeah, Gurjant, since he's got a responsibility to bowl the previous over, he's picked up a wicket as well, and now he's creating enough opportunities, and also causing a little... Oh, that's gone up in the air. Should be taken. No! That landed just between the fielder and the keeper.
Well, Gurjant himself should have gone for the catch. He thought the wicket would get under it, the captain Tariq, but he was too deep and he gave up on it too early. That would have been a sitter. And Haider Ali is very, very lucky indeed that he's still out there in the middle.
That's why you need to make calls, and quite clear calls. Who's going for it? Now, three fielders was looking each other.
Half volley chipped over the covers. And I think the deep cover didn't pick it up, lost it in the lights. They will take two to bring up the 50. Steady over from Gurjant, only 5 off it in the end. 50 for 2.
He's been pretty decent there with his accuracy and nipping the ball into the right-hander.
Once again, right on the money. They will take the single within the circle, and I think that suits Rajkot perfectly fine. As long as you're not hitting the boundaries, 6 runs, 7 runs per over will not bother them.
Yeah, indeed. With 2 wickets down, they kept both the batters quiet there by picking those 2 quick wickets. So that puts a bit of a batting team on a back foot, footprint defenders.
Once again, trying to get in line with the ball, and some soccer skills from Gurdeep Singh Virdi. I don't think we'll be seeing him in action in the FIFA World Cup anytime soon.
Yeah, he can try for the next World Cup perhaps.
Yeah, USA 2026. Why not? Current run rate of 7 runs per over, 7.1 is perfectly okay. Of course, footprint defenders did win the toss, and the captain told me they want to get at least 160. So they have to be aiming for above that, I feel. Oh, attempted Yorker. Beautifully bowled by Gurdeep Virdi.
Now he's seriously bowling good. He's just doing the right thing, hitting the right areas, just nipping in as well. He's coming in from the round the wicket, which is even more difficult for the batter.
And I have a feeling that the dew has not quite arrived just yet, the way the ball is swinging around. Pulled away off the hip. There is a deep mid-wicket, so they will pick up 2. Because that ball is still keeping dry. They're roughing it up on one side, and he's getting that swing even in the 8th over. You don't usually see that here.
Yeah, that's why we say that the toss plays a huge role, and yes, indeed, the toss has a big role to play, especially today where we are witnessing the dew is kind of not spoiling the party till now.
Inside edge. And there is a deep fine leg in place. Dipesh, good flat throw, but that was very, very lucky indeed.
Now we have seen a lot of these survivals from the batters, especially against Gurdeep Virdi, who's been continuously bringing the ball in. I just can call one delivery that he tried to get it away from the angle, that too. No swing, yes, but he swings really well when it comes to the right-hander.
This time slower delivery, chipped in the air, and once again a safe catch by Waqas Ilyas at deep cover. This is the right reward for excellent bowling from Gurdeep Virdi.
I think the batter was least expecting something to be pitched outside off, and got a toe end of the bat, no timing whatsoever, and there was only one man that they need to clear, but that stood really hard on them. Waqas Ilyas takes the catch, and Gurdeep gets the reward for bowling at the right channel. Usman Mukhtar taking walkout back into the hut, scores 5 of 9. It's 55 for 3.
So Nitin Thomas being reintroduced into the attack. Gurjant has been given a break. Successful opening burst. Only conceded 8 runs. Picked up the wicket of the opener. So Rajkot Thunders are bossing the game currently. 55 for 3. Current run rate is just hovering around 7. And with most of the top order sent back, they will feel they're right in the game. Let's see what Nitin can do. Outside edge. Good fielding at short third from Gurdeep. He's been the man of action tonight.
Well, what I have considered here, seeing that all these bowlers from Rajkot Thunders, they really bowl some great in-swinging deliveries to the right-handers. Starting from Nitin, Deepesh, and going to Gurjant, and also Gurdeep Virdi as well.
Yeah, they've done a top job indeed. Really kept a lid on the boundaries, not given away too many extras, starved them of boundaries, and held their catches most importantly. That suggests that the ball is keeping dry. We've seen teams really struggle with that wet ball, can be like a bar of soap. Oh, BC outside edge, was that a catch? Well, Nitin Thomas with the celebration, I thought he had him.
Yeah, we got our expertise out there as well. I mean, yeah, very quite evident. There was an edge and the chance being put down.
Well, it's always difficult with the keeper standing up. Oh, and even worse, he's bowled a wide down the leg side, adding salt to the wounds for Nitin Thomas.
Yeah, just testing the keeper. How good is he when it comes to stand in front of the wicket? Well, you just be kicking in the air, but it's really your mistake. You made a mistake there.
So it's Ritik Bakshi, the wicketkeeper. Now he's gone back after all that drama. I think that's the safe choice because the ball is still swinging around Abid.
Well, probably you come up front because you see the batter is usually coming front and trying to use that crease. But that was not the case.
Imran Rafiq very watchful, very hesitant, still stuck on 0 despite all that. And this is the Rajkot Thunders side we expected earlier in the Arabian Cricket League. Now they've got their bowling combination right. The fielding has been sharp as well. Nicely turned around the corner by Imran. And he will get off the mark. Good fielding by Gurdeep once again. Attack the ball.
I don't create that opportunity to allow the batters to take the second run. We all know that in the end it just every single run matters. We've seen a cracker of a game yesterday.
Absolutely stunning upset. Future batters who were unbeaten in the tournament. Knocked over by Dubai Gymkhana. Fantastic run chase that was. And right on the money is Nitin. Steady over from him once again. 62 for 3. Gurdeep will continue. Only conceded 8 runs. Excellent bowling so far. Really been very accurate, nagging away. I'd like to see a slip or a catching extra cover for him though, Abid.
Well, indeed. Now with that new man in, definitely I would go with the slip in Corden. Just creating a little bit of an opportunity, trying to apply some pressure on Imran Rafiq, who is still new to the centre.
Well, I think they're doing exactly as we suggested. A slip is heading into the cordon. Good idea. Imran, he's been very nervous. Already had a catch dropped off his by the keeper. So why not make him poke at the ball the way it's swinging? Let's see if this plan comes together. Oh, hitting the outer half of the bat, but good single taken there, good communication.
What I think is it's very important for Imran to apply himself and play a little longer inning. Despite if he doesn't get much runs, but his stay will be a very crucial because he's a left-hander. What it will do is it will disturb slight bit of a bowler's line and length, and also fielders need to be switched from one place to the other.
And if the ball remains dry, like it is currently, even a 160 score will be challenging. We've seen this surface always assist the fast bowlers. Short ball belted towards mid-wicket, and it's over the deep mid-wicket fielder. One bounce over the rope. Where was he roaming around there?
And he got to settle onto it, and not a convincing pace where you can really bang shot. And on the onside, as we've been talking about, it's huge ground on the leg side from this end when the bowler is operating from ICCA Cricket Academy.
Yeah, I still feel he should have been in the right spot. He was a few yards in and more towards fine leg rather than the orthodox position. Now he's fixed his position, but a good shot from Haider Ali Butt, looking to get going here. And a Yorker length, nicely bowled Gurdeep. Keeper smartly trying to keep him in his crease.
Well, Gurdeep is so accurate and so good when he's bowling on the good length areas or maybe slightly fuller. The bowling shot is not a cup of tea for him, at least, because he's not relying a lot on a pace.
Yeah, steady Eddie. This time became a bit of a full toss. Still, he's just trying to hit the ball too hard here, Haider Ali. Not trying to time it.
Haider Ali is looking to accelerate a little bit because it's very, very evident that they just don't want to be behind that 7 runs and over at least.
Yeah, they have to build a partnership here. They're running out of batters. Both of them, they're a good combination. Haider Ali and Imran Rafiq, they will run hard between the wickets. Nice looking pull shot once again. He seems to be good on those horizontal bat shots. Misfield, and they ran for 2. Good awareness there from Imran Rafiq.
Yeah, it was his call there. A bit of a sloppy field, and also as the long part of the ground, it takes a little time for the ball to make into the keeper's glove. So yes, good awareness.
And he has a long off in place and he's consistently bowling in swing. I don't think you need that fielder. You can easily pull him up to mid off, boost that leg side field. And well, where does the ball go? Straight to long off. 70 for 3 then at the halfway stage. New bowler coming into the attack. It's going to be Lalit Lakhani, double L. And joining me in the comm box for the next passage of play is going to be SY, Samir Yunus. Good evening, Samir.
Good evening to you, Hemant. Good evening to everyone who's tuned in. This game has been a swing song.
Oh, a bit of left arm spin, but got it completely wrong. A real gentle loosener if there ever was one.
And most bowlers tonight have found some time to get their radar right.
Better delivery. Stuck a hand out and does well. So this could be an opportunity for the footprint defenders, batters to open up against the spinners. Let's see if Lalit can deal with the heat. His first game of the Arabian Cricket League. Spliced in the air and over the wideish mid wicket for 6. That wasn't a splice at all.
Yeah, again making use of that shortish boundary on the leg side. The left armer bowling in, not much turn in there, very gentle half tracker. Haider Ali is in the mood tonight and he's not going to let those go unpunished.
Yeah, he's chosen the wrong end. He has to come in from the academy end rather than the school end with the shorter leg side boundary. Toe end of the bat towards deep cover, just dropping in front of him. I think it was Mitesh out there. Did attack the ball but just dropped in front of him.
Yeah, there's two things against him that time for Haider Ali. One thing, he had to reach it from outside the off stump, and it's also the longer part of the ground. So needed a lot of distance, unfortunately for him. Just fell short, luckily in fact for him. Fell short of the fielder.
A lot more in control but couldn't beat the gap at extra. So been a bit of a mixed bag of an over so far from Lalit. Bowls with a very low arm angle. Swiped away towards long on. It will bounce in front of Dipesh Rajkot. So they certainly have a very clear game plan against him.
Yeah, they want to take him on. They've decided they've seen enough. They have 7 wickets in hand. 11th over in progress. They can afford to maybe take those risks against the slow bowlers, maybe especially with the shorter boundary. Yes, it's a left hand on strike now, but Haider Ali will be the one who will try to score those big runs from this end.
Yeah, it's a curious change for me. Gurdeep was bowling so well. Only had 1 over left up his sleeve. So why not just bowl him out? Imran Rafiq, the matchup suits him currently with the left arm spinner operating. He'll just nudge it into the leg side. And they're going to push for 2 here. No. Oh yes, they will. There's a misfield. They attacked the fielder well, and he blinked first, taking his eye off the ball. 82 for 3. So Waqas Ilyas coming in to bowl. I've usually seen him as a wicket keeper. Seems to be getting ready to bowl a bit of leg break. Spread field on the leg side. There is a long off and a deep fine leg. There's nobody at deep cover. Very interesting field. Oh, outside edge. Nobody in the slips. And that's a good start. I think he's bowling a bit of off spin here.
Yeah, good line to begin there against the right-hander. Played a little early on the onside, got the leading edge. Third man is up in the circle, so it'll just be a 1. Very interesting fielding change here. Now the leg side is being protected. There's a deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, long on is in front of us. We have a long off as well, and a deep cover who's about 10 steps in from the boundary line.
Yeah, seems to be very confident he can protect the offside boundary. And hitting the splice of the bat once again. That shows you that it's a dry outfield today. A lot of purchase out there for the spinners.
Yeah, even some good bounce and carry even from the fast bowlers. Yes, they didn't bowl the right lengths, but whenever they did hit those areas, we saw them get that tennis ball kind of bounce.
And it's so strange. Yesterday, this outfield was completely drenched. 200 couldn't be defended. And tonight, the ball is ripping all over the place. The fast men are getting swing even late into the innings. And it's the same ground, it's just 24 hours later.
Well, that is what Dubai does to you, doesn't it? One day you're hot, one day you're cold.
Well, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Samir Yunus perhaps trying to say something in between the lines. Meanwhile, Waqas Ilyas is bowling well. Caught and bowled. There you go. Very poor shot on Imran Rafiq. He was trying to blitz it through the offside, hit the inner half of the bat, and an easy return catch.
Not his best delivery, if you ask him. Played it a little too early. Imran Rafiq would have been better off going down the offside, but he wanted to just slap that straight behind. Hit it too early, as you said. And on that occasion, an easy catch for Ilyas, who's bowled well for his wicket. So it's 4 wickets down now for Footprint Defenders for 85 runs. Imran Rafiq is back in the hut.
New batter in at 6 is Anil Kumar, and he certainly needs to build a partnership here with Haider Ali. All sorts of trouble now. Footprint Defenders beats the outside edge. This is wonderful bowling from Waqas.
Yeah, they like this, the bowlers. It's two right-handers again. That combination of left-right was troubling them a little bit. Now they'll be bowling to two right-handers, which Ilyas so far has done very well.
Oh, look at that one. It was the other one moving away off the deck. Fantastic bowling. And that concludes a brilliant over from Waqas. 85 for 4 at the end of 12. So Lalit will continue with his left arm spin. Now he's got two right-handers, so relatively more comfortable. Right-handers, pardon me. Just forced down the ground.
They're not offering any pace at all, these two spinners. Probably the way to go on a track like this. They've been able to stem the flow of runs to a certain extent. Now this run rate, 7.1, is not something the batters would have wanted if you had asked them early on before the toss. But they've done well to come back into this game, Rajkot Thunders.
Yeah, Tariq, their captain, has been spot on. Good bowling changes. Very watchful there. You can see how slowly it was bowled there by Lalit. They're pushing for two here. Chance for a run out. But the throw was too delayed. And you can see the keeper is not happy.
A little nimble-footed the fielder there. Down at deep cover. It's a long boundary, so he had a bit to cover. But even then, giving away a two there, might feel a little guilty.
Yeah, it was barely out of the inner ring. You need somebody with a strong arm out there, accurate. Oh, it's been chipped in the air, long off, settling, but it's gone for 6. Wow.
Yeah, he's taken the pace off, but on this occasion, a little too full. Anil Kumar has watched quite a bit, and now he's decided, right, time to step on the gas. It's full, it's straight, and again it straight back behind the bowler and also behind the fielder at long off.
Well, that felt like a half hit. Even Gurjant, the long off fielder, was interested, but it just kept sailing away over the side screen. Inside edge, playing off the back foot. Why would you want to do that when you're tonking the ball so hard and so well down the ground?
Yeah, just pulling that length back. That's where he's found success. When I say success, I mean dot balls and singles. It's good enough at this rate of the game.
Back cut into the gap. It's a chase for the short third. And he will rein it in. That was nicely watched. So Anil Kumar looking positive and playing the right shots as well.
Yeah, making the right decisions. Even as a batter, you need to be very aware of what's going on. This one waiting till the end, playing that very late, ensuring he got that in the gap between point and third man.
And they don't want to let this run rate get out of hand here. Rajkot Thunders. Once again that back cut, but couldn't find the gap. Slightly expensive over there from Lalit. 96 for 4 at the end of 13. Well, there you can see Sethuratnam got off to a start, as did Saif Khan. Then that middle order with a bit of a wobble, 18 extras. Well, if you subtract that from the overall score, there would be an even more strife. So that has been one department where Rajkot Thunders need to clean up. Waqas Ilyas already with a wicket to his name and a couple of catches. He's having a good day in the field so far. Let's see if he can continue that trend. Hit hard. Good fielding at extra as well. 18 extras in 13 overs, Samir.
Yeah, there was a barrage of wides being bowled in that first power play, especially in the first 2 to 3 overs. That's what has really led to that number being so enlarged. But even with that, they've still come back well.
Ooh, look at that one. That went like a leg break there from Waqas. He certainly has all the tricks up his sleeve.
And more importantly, with control. You can spin it both ways, but you need to have control of it.
Once again, just moving away from the right-hander. They will take a single. Projected scores hovering around 140, 150. I don't think they want to be chasing anything above that. If it remains dry, it will be a challenge.
Yes, the captain did speak about dew at the toss, but we haven't seen any of it so far.
Big shot towards long off, and it's a biggie. Over the comb box, Samir Yunus once again diving for cover. Raises the 100 for Footprint Defenders.
Well, it's gone to the fan zone, that one behind us. Again full, and that seems to be the strength of Haider and Anil, both of them. Every time you offer it full to them, they'll get under it and they'll hammer you right behind you.
Yeah, you're bowling that back of a length well into the pitch. Anytime, like you mentioned, they got a bit greedy. They tried to flight the ball. Haider Ali's taken a chance. He's moved to 35 of 29, playing a responsible knock.
Yeah, it can be tempting as a bowler sometimes when you're getting that bit of turn. You want to just try getting a little full, make the batsman drive, get an outside edge or an inside edge onto the wicket.
Yeah, that's better. Better length. You want to make them play square of the wicket because of the longer boundaries. Straight down the ground, you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, that previous delivery, probably the perfect length to be bowling here. Batters unsure whether to drive that or just nudge it around. Again full, but this time a little too much. Standing and getting under it. Won't get the elevation. Will be along the ground for a single. So another good over despite that 6 from Ilyas. 14 done, 105 for 4.
So Lalit will continue. None for 23. He needs to bounce back in this spell. Has been slightly expensive. That current run rate has nudged above 7. This was the armour this time. Nicely bowled.
Yeah, the first few overs were all about pace. Although the pacemen not being able to have total control, this second phase of the game has been pace off. Spinners taking over. really controlling this game now. Yes, there'll be a boundary here and there, but still, Rajkot will feel that they have this game well under their hands.
Oh, this time going across the line, Anil Kumar, bit of extra bounce. And that was that teasing length, wasn't it?
Yeah, committed early to it. It never arrived, had to wait an eternity, and eventually he played that shot a little too early. Anil Kumar.
Partnership has grown to 21 runs, so he's doing a decent job. That's the shot he prefers, trying to force it off the back foot. He looks for that late cut a lot. And I think Lalit will be perfectly fine to give it to him. He has protection on both sides of the pitch.
Haider Ali now on 37. Will look to get going from here on.
Oh, he's belted it straight, just as Samir called it, smashing into the side screen for a smashing 6.
Oh, that went flat, didn't it? Didn't take much time to go and hit that side screen right on top. Was short, clearing that leg, Haider Ali, and absolutely hammering it.
Oh yeah, he's getting ready to play some tennis here. That was a forehand winner down the ground. So Lalit needs to be smart. Pulled again, but there is a long on in place. And they'll stick to one for now.
Yeah, we've seen from Lalit every time he's been full or short and he's got punished. But Ilyas, on the other hand, Waqas Ilyas, has found that perfect length. So perhaps maybe he can go over to his partner, have a little chat.
Reverse and caught. Brilliant catch and dropped. Well. Tariq, the captain there at short third. A wry smile on his face. He had it and then just got in a bit of a mess there.
Yeah, that tumble that he took, I think that was the undoing. He had it in control, almost had it. They're losing control of his feet, and along with that, it just slipped off his hands. What an unfortunate way of dropping a catch.
Well, unfortunate indeed is Lalit Lakhani. 115 for 4 with 5 overs to go.
That's been hiked over. Anil Kumar now joins the party. We've just talked about how Waqas Ilyas has found that perfect length, but not on this occasion. A little on the full side, brings that front foot forward and absolutely hammers that to cow corner. One way of saying welcome to Abid Ibrahim into the com box.
Well, absolutely loved it. That welcome was certainly not less than the red carpet one.
You've been around the red carpet, going to Oman and now back. Well, this has been hit straight. A lower full toss, didn't get all of it. Long off will clear it up. In fact, they're going for a second. So that little fumble by the fielder at long off has allowed the batters to cross over for a double. Ilyas has bowled so well so far, but he's just letting it go now.
Well, anything for the love of the game. Wherever it takes you, Sam. Big shout, and umpire is unmoved. Yes, it is. Because Waqas is an offie and as well as using a crease there. So he's creating that angle,
Yep.
which is very evident will go down the leg side. Easy call for the umpire to turn down that appeal.
Again full, again it's high up in the air, but this time it'll go straight to the fielder who's dropped it again. Wow! How many easy chances have gone down tonight?
Well,
Gurjant. You can't get them as easy as those. It went straight to him. He had to just cover a little bit of ground. He did get under it, but he's grasped it. Allowed appeal and the umpire's raised his finger. So redemption for Ilyas Waqas. Haider Ali being dropped, but Anil Kumar given out LBW.
Well, if that had been held now, we would have been talking about 2 into shuffled, tried to Played on the onside, and he knew it the soon it hit the pad that he's a goner. A wicket here, and that too a danger man departs here. Ilyas strikes his second wicket. It's 125 for half of the team is back in the hut.
That'll be a single down the ground for the new batter. So another successful over for Waqas Ilyas. Another wicket for him. 16 done. 126 for 5. Well, after dropping a catch, Gurjant has been given the responsibility to bowl this 17th over. He'll feel like he has some redemption to offer here. 126 for 5. They look to try and get them all out, or at least keep them quiet under 150. And Rajkot will feel like they're in the game.
Well, indeed, he's dropped a sitter there. That was a quite easy catch that one fielder could only ask for. And now he has to pay the price by bowling himself. Oh, what a brilliant glove work there from the keeper. He certainly saved the boundary.
Yeah, he's having a good day behind the stumps, but guess who's not having a good day? Gurjant. Drops a catch, comes back to bowl, and he starts off with a wide. Yes, he's picked up a wicket early on, but now the second spell of his is very, very important for him personally to come back more positively into this game, and for his team to try and close this innings off as quietly as they can.
He's pushing the third in, Samir. And pushing the square leg more finer. So the idea seems to be to bang it short.
And he did that quite well. Good plan, good execution. Taimur not getting any of it. Now here, Rajkot Thunders will have to look to try and get Haider Ali's wicket. If they can see his back, they'll really feel that they've got this game by the neck, because Haider Ali has been the standout batter for Footprint defenders. And if he stays till the 20th over, they can somehow muster about 170, 180, and that will give us a very competitive game tonight.
Well, now the mid-off is in and the cow corner pushed back. Full. Yeah. The idea was to bowl full. One he bowled short, and the next one was the full, which was quite predictable. That's been the pattern for the fast bowlers, as you yourself.
Yeah, mixing it up towards the death end of the innings. That's what you want to do. You don't want to be on one length. With the new ball, they ask you to always be on that fourth stump channel, that good length. But with the older ball, you mix it up.
Tempting the batter, offering him width with that mid-off in and the cover fielder. So does now he's got the protection towards the extra cover.
And so often people wonder, and commentators always talk about why the bowlers don't bowl more Yorkers more often. And if you're not a fast bowler, you don't realize how difficult that ball is to deliver, the Yorker length.
Certainly, you need to bend down.
That's on the offside. It is high reward. At the same time, it's high risk. The margin for error is very, very small. You get it wrong by an inch or two, it'll either be a full toss or a full length delivery, which is what the batter is waiting for. So every time you're thinking of bowling a Yorker, you need to have that 100% confidence, I'm going to nail it. Unless you're a Lasith Malinga, you won't back yourself to bowl 6 Yorkers in an over.
I was expecting something to come out from that part of the world. Oh, how is that missing the off stick?
I'm wondering how the batter has missed out on that. Full loop delivery. Because Taimur is just new on the crease, not seeing it well. Had it been Haider Ali there, that would have come straight to us here in the com box.
Well, that's the reason it is important to apply yourself, place a little longer, watch the ball. Now, Haider Ali has played 37 deliveries, but his partner just faced 4 deliveries. Now, fine leg comes in. Maybe another fuller length. Sibbled on the onside, and they'll be looking for 2. Yes, no, mix up. And finally, they get through. Luckily, the throw was at the wrong end. It's 131 at the end of 17 with the 5 wickets down. (131 for 5). Now it's Gurdeep who's need to bowl his final over. And a bit of a bother there. Some footwork certainly saved the boundary. Gurjan had to cover lots of ground. And certainly in the end he pulled that ball cut down from the boundary line. Not so convincingly, but some footwork. And indeed saved a much needed 2 runs. And now he plays behind. A fielder will have a chase, and again, very good effort. And they'll only take 2. I think they certainly saved 2 boundaries.
Yeah, save those runs as many as you can at this stage of the game. Gurdeep has clearly been their best bowler tonight. Yes, he's picked up only 1 wicket, but importantly, look at that run rate. 3.2, going at a run a ball. And it's 50 for Haider Ali. Quietly, he's gone on to that half century, a very well deserved one. He had to be the one who stood there, came down at number 3. And that's one way of celebrating your half century. Got to the 50, and now he stepped on the gas with a huge 6 right behind us.
What a timing. Yes, you were talking about that risk of bowling Yorker. This time, Gurdeep was 2 inches behind, and he's been smashed for a glorious 6. Now he's in this 50, he struck 4 sixes, surprisingly only 1 boundary.
Yeah, he doesn't like to go along the ground, only believes in flying. Haider Ali, he doesn't want to hurt the ball and send it along the grass. But what an innings it has been. You might look at that and say, well, strike rate of 140, but I'll tell you, in the context of this game, it's been a gem of an innings. Somebody needed to stay there, and it was Haider Ali who put his hand up.
Now that's a good comeback by the bowler, Gurdeep. Now those first 3 deliveries, I feel that the bowler haven't bowled very accurately. But now, it's just that the runs that you can afford to give, you have already given 10 runs, and now it's all the time you think about containing runs. Splice of the bat, and only single for Haider Ali.
Yeah, at this point of the game, they'll want to go after everything. Just about 13 balls to go. Haider Ali, because he's got that 57, he'll want to now go after every delivery he gets. Taimur is the new batter, so they'll want to keep him on strike as much as possible. But look at that for a shot. He can play those shots and he can play them fine. Talk about timing. Full straight and hit right behind the bowler.
What a beautiful balance on that. Rightly onto the front foot and the swing of the bat and coming nicely underneath it. It's 146 and 2 more overs to go. And now Dipesh is bowling the penultimate over. Why not the over before this?
He has gone for a few in his first couple of overs. This is now for him an opportunity to try and improve those figures. He'll desperately be looking for the wicket of Haider Ali, who's been the chief destroyer in this innings of 146 for Footprint Defenders. Outside the off stump, looking for that big wild swing. Would have been better off playing on the off side. Looking to drag that down the leg side. There is a bit of protection there. Long on, deep square leg, deep mid wicket. Fine leg is up.
Well, you need to trust your spearhead bowler. Dipesh has been their premium bowler, I think.
That's gone right up in the air. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? Dipesh! How many times have we seen that tonight? Easy catches being put down. This time Dipesh has no one to blame but himself.
But tell me easier than this. It cannot get easy catch than this. Chance. Put down. Goes begging. Really, that's poor piece of fielding from Rajkot Thunder fielders.
Then he gets driven for a single. And it'll be a 2. A little fumble by the fielder at long off. And that'll be a 2 for Taimur Riaz.
Certainly, it's been Gurjeet who's not bringing his best in the field. He's dropped earlier a catch as well, and now clearly an off day in the outfield for the team, Rajkot Thunders.
And yet they've picked up 5 wickets. Had they been at their best, things would have looked much more different here tonight for them. Oh, look at that angled away, and then at the last moment started coming back in, even though it's still called a wide.
I was looking to bowl that off cutter. A good ploy there. 150 comes up with the 5 wickets down, as you mentioned. Yes, they picked up a wicket despite dropping quite a bit of a catches in the outfield. If I can recollect, maybe 4 to 5 chances being gone begging.
I wonder if it's a lack of practice or if it's just something wrong with the technique of taking those catches. Oh, that's unfortunate. Attempted bouncer going down the leg side, and Taimur had to just get something onto it. I think he got a glove there, and that'll one evading the wicket keeper as it has so many times tonight.
Well, that was almost impossible chance for the keeper to collect that one. Going down the leg side is always a challenge for the keeper. Dipesh has put down the catch on his own bowling. I think that off cutter which he tried to bowl got a little wrong. Could have been a better option to bowl here at the penultimate over.
Again, that wild swing. And we've seen from the spinners, when they took pace off, there was a real struggle for the batters, except the time they were full. But when they were pitching it on those good lengths, a length like that, You take the pace off, love the batter, ask the batter, challenge the batter to manufacture all the strength for that shot, all the pace that they need. That's the way to go in these death overs.
Clearly, Deepesh not liking with the pace. Oh, that's been put away. That is hit straight back to the bowler. And that's a 6 runs to end the over. What a way to finish the over.
But Taimur Riaz, I tell you, he looks like a little guy, but he packs a punch, doesn't he? That wasn't even that full. He stood on his feet, no real foot movement, but he's absolutely hammered that. A 6 to end the over, 19th done. They've got to that 160 mark. How much more can they make? One more over to go in this innings. Right, then it's Gurjant who will bowl the last over of this innings. 160 for 5 footprint defenders. How much more can they add on to this total? It's a good batting track, so they'll feel like they need a few more. Short, hammered away. It's got the top edge, not all of it. And that's one bounce. The fielder getting nowhere close to it, Nitin Thomas. He ran around it, but never got close to it. It'll just be a couple.
Yeah, he was circling underneath it, certainly. The final over has been Gurjant to bowl. He's bowled really well. But it's just that clearly off day in the outfield, dropping a catch and giving a few extra runs.
This one's an outside edge, but this one will go behind the keeper. When you swing wildly in the last overs, that's what you get. Hyder Ali gets another boundary. He might not have deserved it, but he'll take it all. He'll take all of the 4 runs.
I think you really need the third there to be back if you're bowling that length. Hyder Ali's played a gem of a knock here. Really took and bailed his team out of the pressure. Good Yorker, I missed it. Missed it there by inches, and also will concede a run.
Well, he had to go for it. There was a definite opportunity for a run out. Look at that. The non-striker nowhere close to the crease. He had to go for it. But the kind of day Gurjant is having in the field, not surprised he missed there. Things haven't gone his way. He might just go back home with a smile if he can pick up the wicket of Hyder Ali here. Although Taimur is on strike and he's hammered that once again. Straight to the fielder, 1 bounce for a single.
Now that's a smart fielding move. You usually go for the catch, but there is no such requirement as in now to go for wicket. It's all about containing runs. Now you save runs, the final 2 deliveries, and somewhere try to close the chapter before 170 if you can.
Oh, that's been pulled away. And that will clear the boundary with some ease. The previous time he attempted that, it fell 1 bounce. But this time he'll clear the fence. And a huge 6 to Hyder Ali, who's looked brilliant tonight. 174 up now. Can they make it 180? Just 1 hit required.
Yeah, tongued it on the onside. This one was coming nicely. And he's kind of picked that length slightly early. Deposited towards the building of ICCA Academy. Final delivery.
How about that for a shot? That's been a tennis swat, and that will go for a 6. On the offside, Haider Ali this time, and quite fittingly, he's the one who plays that shot, the last ball of the innings. A top edge on the offside, and that goes for a maximum, and they will get to that 180 mark.
Well, indeed, in the end, the comeback has been so solid from Footprint defenders. They indeed fought well. Remarkable knock. This is from Haider Ali of 77. They have kept on scoring runs. Yes, got a little bit of a favour from the fortunes, but really, the day belongs to the Footprint defenders, batters, the way they construct this inning, recovering from where they were 4 wickets down, and then one or perhaps two good partnerships took them par to 180.
Yeah, and ably assisted by some very ordinary fielding out there. Few dropped catches and some very wayward bowling on the top. Dipesh going at 40 runs in his 3 overs. Nitin Thomas being very economical. Surprising he didn't finish off. With the spinners, yes, they did bring back some control. Gurjant, except for the last over, bowled quite well. And Waqas Ilyas with those 2 wickets. Him and Gurdeep being the ones that really control that middle innings. But after that, it was all about Haider Ali, who went on to finish strongly for the Footprint defenders to put on 180 for 5. So the target for Rajkot Thunder is 181 in their allotted 20 overs. They will require a run rate of 9.05. Can they get over the line? Is the question to which we will have an answer after this short break. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to match number 47 of the SkyX.net presents ICCA Academy Arabian Cricket League 2022-2023 powered by FanCode. News from the centre is that Footprint Defenders Cricket Academy batted first and have posted a mighty score of 180 in the allotted 20 overs. Haider Ali Butt and Taimur Ali with that fantastic partnership. Now it's over to the bowlers to defend this target against Rajkot Thunders. Swiped away towards mid-on. Chance for a run out. Oh, he would have been in trouble there as I welcome Samir Yunus into the com box.
Yeah, good confident start for the bowlers here. In contrast to what we saw from the Rajkot Thunders. Fuller delivery. Jatin, they are looking to get down on that mid-on region. Confident looking shot, straight to the fielder.
Jatin Patel on strike currently. And chased that one, but gently swinging away. Good bowling here.
That explains the slip fielder in position. Hussain Ali, that yellow headband, is tall.
There's a good academy prospect. Tall, lanky, fast bowler. Good action. Gets swing. Oh, that's a full toss. Waiting for the leg umpire's signal. And it's been given as a no ball then. So just as we were praising him, the young lad, it slipped out of the hand.
Now, how often does that happen? Commentator praises a cricketer. The next ball or the next delivery, things go haywire for him. So now he'll have to deal with a free hit. Hussain Ali, I think he wants to come around the wicket to the left-hander, Hrithik, who's on strike for this free hit now.
Yeah, that's the ideal way to get going. Start off with the freebie. Ringfield on the offside. There is a deep square leg going out. And a long on in place. So the plan has to be swing the ball into the left-hander. Let's see if he can get it right though. It is a free hit. And they will take whatever help they can get chasing down this massive target of 181. Coming around the wicket to Hrithik. And he's just pinged it over the top of the covers. Beautifully hit away. Classy boundary.
What a nice looking shot that. Hussain Ali looking to go full round the wicket, maybe looking for that in-swinging angle. But it was outside the off stump. And for a left-hander, that is a gift. Beautifully played. Very nice weaving there.
Yeah, it just became a half volley and just chipped over the inner ring. Right approach. So Hussain Ali in a bit of a battle here. Nicely bowled. That's much more like it. He does get that ball to curve in the air quite beautifully.
Yeah, a bit of shape. Now it's up to him to make use of that angle and that shape he's getting. So often we find bowlers unable to control the swing. But Hussain Ali is a young prospect here. I'm sure he's been getting a lot of advice from fast bowling coaches on where to be early on with that new ball. If he can just get on that good length and force the batter into making an error.
Yeah, he will get assistance from the surface. Nice push towards the long off. And Hrithik looking in good order. Technically sound player. And I just had a word during the halftime break. I asked whether the outfield was dry or wet, and the feedback was it's absolutely bone dry. So the dew factor will not be coming into play here. Does that suit the batting side or the bowling side, Samir?
Well, for me, that's an even contest to begin with, which is always necessary, which is always good to see. Nobody has anyone to blame anymore. It's down to your skills and execution.
Absolutely. Trying to muscle that down the ground, Jatin Patel. Stocky, well built, likes to clear that front leg and drive the ball hard. That's a steady over to open up from young Hussain Ali. 7 for none. So it's going to be Zahir Arshad sharing the new ball with young Hussain Ali. And beautifully lofted over extra cover. That's a wonderful shot from Hrithik.
Yeah, he loves it there, doesn't he? Every time it's been on that off stump, twice in this match already. Hrithik loves it when it's given to him over there. Gets on his foot, gets on his knee, and lofts that over the cover. Very nicely played.
Yeah, it's always pleasing to the eye when you see a left-hander who's good on the cover drive. Usually they'll favor that square cut, try to place that ball behind point, but he's very comfortable striding down the wicket, lofting over the inner ring, and he's had a solid start, 2 crisp boundaries. So Hrithik is underway. Struck on the pads, big appeal. Turned down by Vipin Singh. Was there an inside edge there, Sameer Yunus?
I thought that was mighty close, Ahmed. I really thought that was very, very close. I raised my finger here in the com box because that was angling into the left-hander. No bat there for sure. Maybe pitching outside leg. Maybe that's what saved him. But a very risky shot to play early on. Yes, he's been good at the offside. This was straight. He looked to play across the line. Almost paid a price.
The way umpire Vipin Singh turned it down immediately, I think there might have been some bat there. This time, good looking push down the ground. There is protection. So he certainly looks very comfortable on the front foot. Perhaps test him with the short stuff.
Yeah, we see a lot of batters generally strong on their leg side, but Hrithik here seems to be a very straight bat offside player. You find that with someone like a Bhanuka Rajapaksa. A little loose on his rib area, but the moment you have him full on the offside, he'll drive you until tomorrow.
Down the leg side, well, no chance for the wicketkeeper there. 5 wides from Zahir Arshad.
Yeah, this has been the problem for a lot of bowlers, and it's not like it's a wet ball or anything. It's a nice dry ball, as you say. It's a dry wicket, so no real excuse to be erring in length so much, and no wicketkeeper ever would have got to that.
Yeah, those extras certainly helping them along. Current run rate of 10.5. So they need to pull up the socks here. The footprint. New ball bowlers cannot err on the leg side at all. Hooked away merrily. 1 bounce over the rope. Nicely played by Jatin Patel.
A shot onto that ribcage area. Jatin Patel has enough time, not much pace on it. He has enough time to swivel over and get bat onto that.
Yeah, Zahir is trying too many things here. Over pitching or banging the ball in short. Needs to find that channel outside off. This time he had ample amount of time with fine leg up. It was always asking for trouble, and the trouble is named Jatin Patel.
Yes, they've gone for a few runs, Ahmed, but I'm very encouraged by seeing youngsters being given that responsibility of the new ball. You don't see a lot of young cricketers. Yes, there are a few youngsters, but we've seen a lot of seasoned cricketers play this tournament. But this new young pair is refreshing.
Pick-up shot on the leg side. There's no protection at all, and Jatin Patel has just played it through the line on the up.
A lack of experience showing here for Zahir Arshad. He went short, got pulled. This time he goes full. And Jatin Patel is a strong man. He's got those big arms.
Yeah, that was dismissed with a lot of disdain. Get that ball out of here. Don't bowl on the legs to me. And now Zahir has taken a bit of a pounding here. He looks a very mean batter. Don't want him to corner me in a dark alley with that CA bat.
Just those eyes, aren't they? Looking through that helmet.
25 for none already. So he's got a couple of boundaries to his name. 3 in the over. And Mohammad Arshad is in a spot of bother. Oh, it's been towed towards deep third, but there's nobody there on the fence. Another boundary.
And 2 boundaries in front of the wicket in this over. 3 boundaries in front of the wicket. And this last one, the toe end, as you said, behind the third man who's up in the circle. So that's another boundary to end the over. So very expensive start here for footprint defenders. Rajkot Thunders well on their way to chase this 180. 29 for none in 2.
So Hussain Ali will continue his spell. Down the leg side. Once again, he is finding that early swing, but not being able to control it.
Yeah, he's had struggles with his control. Every time he's been straight and nice, he's been a little too full and got punished. But when he's found that length, he's erred in line, just like the previous occasion. When he's been on that good length, it's been wide, peppered it around, but when he's got the line right, he's been a little too full sometimes. Just like that. How nicely has that been played? Oh, how good has it been fielded? But I feel he might have just crossed over into the boundary line, but let's wait and see what the umpires think.
Imran Rafiq there at wideish long off. Once again, delightful chip shot over the offside ring. And he did well here, but it's that second part. Good commitment. Now, did he do that mental checklist? Yes, he did. Excellent fielding there from Imran Rafiq.
Yeah, saved a couple of runs. In fact, they ran only one there. So Jatin Patel will be on strike now. And he goes only one way. He likes to heave it down that leg side. Another bit of good fielding. So it'll just be a single.
Yeah, he's putting a lot of pressure on this young fast bowler. It's been a flying start for the Thunders, going at 13.7 runs per over. You have to be careful. Your fielding technique will save you from a lot of injuries. You have to be watchful how you land on your knees, on your elbows. Seen so many top cricketers get injured, even though it's a very clean outfield. Once again, trying to swing that ball, but not controlling it.
He has let that go, Ritik Bakshi. We know he likes it on the offside. Very good on the drive. This time a little out of his reach. Hussain Ali. His struggles continue.
A good prospect. Has a powerful action. Swings the ball. Good physique. Good height as well. Just needs to get it right. Of course, these are the trials and travails of a young cricketer. Difficult conditions. You're playing against top-notch opposition. It's the top 16 domestic sides in the UAE in this Arabian Cricket League. Oh, this has been spliced and dropped at mid-on. Well, when he finally got it right, he's been let down by the fielders.
A tough opportunity that. You've got to give it credit to the mid-on fielder to even convert that into an opportunity. Saw it early, it was going away from him. Good ball, there was a good length to be on. That bat turning on his hand, Ritik Bakshi. Yeah, I should have caught that. At this level, you expect those to be taken.
Yeah, it's a man of the moment, Haider Ali. Coming off that sparkling innings with the bat. Should have done better there. He's a quality fielder as well. But a tough chance, like you mentioned, Samir. Once again, that hanging full toss just flipped over the fine leg, and it's kissed the boundary rope. Well, one big fast bowler letting down the other. It's a boundary.
Fast bowlers, generally you find them a bit late going down to try and stop that ball. He's choosing to do a bit of footwork here. Zahir Arshad. He had enough time to bend down and stop that. No excuses there. But he chose to go the easy way and paid the price.
Well, he won't be partnering Kylian Mbappe anytime soon. Once again, needless boundary conceded. Beats the outside edge. That's what Jatin was sent out there to do. And he will play and miss often.
Yeah, but Hussain Ali would be encouraged by that. That's the length he'll want to be on. Fine, it's swinging away. But if you get hit for a boundary off an outside edge, if it goes behind the third man, behind fine leg, it's understandable. But if you're getting hit down the wicket in the V, then you know it's not the best lines to be bowling.
Oh, down the leg side. Well, extras are going to be your worst enemy here. Footprint defenders. Fair enough, you've got a score on the board, but they're off to a rapid start as well.
We thought Rajkot Thunders bowled a few extras, but here, footprint defenders too, almost repaying the favour. You did it for us, we'll do it for you.
Oh, absolutely. 38 for none. We're not even halfway through the power play. It's a flying start. This time drilled through extra cover. That's a top shot from Jatin Patel. And will it hit the rope? Touch and go. It will go.
Invitation to hit. Short on the fifth stump channel. There was enough time for Jatin Patel to power that into the gap between cover and extra cover. Easy pickings. That'll be another boundary. So a fire start here for footprint defenders. In fact, for Rajkot Thunders, 3 overs. They've got to 43 already.
Change in the bowling then. Arshad has been relieved immediately. Taimur Ali. Well, he played a good cameo with the bat. Can he add up to that with some bowling in the power play here? Going away from the left-hander. It's a big risk, Samir Yunus. Let's see if it pays off.
Spin early on in the power play, always a risk, Ahmed. But the captain, really no choice for him because his fast bowlers have gone for plenty.
That's Taimur Riaz, pardon me, not Taimur Ali. Chipped over the square leg, who's in the ring. And what a way to pick up a boundary. Easy as pie.
For a moment, I thought that was going to the hands of mid-wicket, who's there for a catch. A shorter delivery. Not even playing it with full control. He almost half battered that, but it still ran away to the boundary line.
Yeah, that's a man who's aware of the field placements. Good shot there from Ritik Bakshi. Just lofted it over him so easily. And on this outfield, you have no chance. Now they've posted a deep square leg, but for an off spinner, that's a field for a bad ball basically. You don't really require a deep square leg if you're bowling off break over the wicket.
And you've seen how Ritik Bakshi likes it on the offside. So anything full or anything short on the off stump will be cut away. There's zero protection down in the boundary line on the offside. The two fielders in the deep are a long off and a deep square leg. So not really sure.
Yeah, this field placement makes absolutely no sense to me. Why have you put a long off? You'd expect him to have a hoik towards mid wicket or long on. You expect him to go down the ground against the spin. Let's see if it pays off for Taimur Riaz though. So far he's only conceded 4 runs in 4 deliveries. And there you go. It was an easy shot to put away with mid on up. And Ritik Bakshi moves into the 20s.
Yeah, when it's full, when it's on your pads, there's only one region you go. Long on or mid wicket. This time Ritik Bakshi choosing to go down long on. It's an easy boundary there. And as we said, that field placement not really helping the cause for Taimur Riaz.
50 up in less than 4 overs. What a flying start. A thunderous start. And this time the sweep comes out. Beautifully put away. 3 boundaries in the over. This move has backfired as well. Thanks to some cracking batting.
We've seen him play some glorious strokes on the offside, this time down the leg side. If Ritik Roshan can dance, Ritik Bakshi can bat. 55 for none.
So Haider Ali Butt bowls a bit of military medium. Outside edge and a misfield at short third. Well, that's a very poor effort. It has to be said here, Samir Yunus.
Yeah, Saif Khan there choosing the lazy way and paying the price with a boundary. Unfortunate for Haider Ali. Getting a toe edge there, Jatin Patel. And he won't mind getting that boundary. Almost gifted to him. So very lazy and casual effort with the ball. This from footprint defenders. Maybe becoming a little complacent after posting that 180.
Yeah, it certainly seems so. Oh, it's gone straight up. Over the keeper, over the fine leg, over the fence for 4.
Jatin Patel, go buy a lottery ticket. You've had some serious luck today. So many toe ends, so many top edges, and they all went for a boundary.
They're absolutely hemorrhaging runs here. 63 added in just 4.2 overs. They're making a mockery of this run chase.
And a lot of it has not been because of some extraordinary batting. It's been very ordinary bowling. One has to say that.
But this time he goes for the power shot just beyond the mid-off. Taimur Riaz, good effort there. I think he saved a couple of runs.
Yeah, he looked to beat the field at mid-on. Couldn't really beat him. Mid-on almost holding on to it. Taimur Riaz on that occasion, the youngster, get one hand. But yeah, had he held on to that, it would have been a very good catch.
He really holds that bat like an axe. Jatin Patel, 30 of 14. He's using it like one as well. Meanwhile, Ritik Bakshi, 24 of 14. He's looked very fluent at the crease. They're moving the fielders around once again for the left-hander, boosting that offside ring. And protection down the ground. They have a long on in place. And I'm searching for the other one. Third man and fine leg are up. And there's a long and there's a deep cover.
Wow.
And he's gone over fine leg. Just a flick of the wrist. And it will slither away for 4.
Improvisation, innovation, call it what you may, but that shot is here to stay. In T20 cricket, you can have your technical shots, but this shot, the paddle sweep, very nicely played, very nicely executed by Ritik Bakshi.
And it was a completely safe shot. Nobody even 10 yards within the ball. Once again, they've taken 3 boundaries off the over. That's what they've done consistently. Fantastic batting. And look at the required run rate. It's below 7.5, if you can believe it. Nudged away towards mid-wicket, and that's smart. After getting the boundary, just get off strike.
And look at the way these two are batting. They almost complement each other so well. Jatin Patel being that strong, bulky batter who likes to tonk it around. Ritik Bakshi, the more assured, technically correct batter, looks to play those nice textbook shots. When you have those two going well, it's always a recipe for success, isn't it?
Well, you had that recipe for success in the 90s. Is that an outside edge? Yes, there is. So finally, some relief for footprint defenders. Jatin Patel with one shot too many. Chased the outswinger. Just a feather edge and nicely snaffled. So they've had to suffer for that wicket, but they finally got it. Gone for 30 of 15. It's 69 for 1. So new batter in is Anish Wadhwa, coming in at 1 drop after a strong start from the openers. Imran Rafiq coming into the attack as well as Abid Ibrahim joins me in the comm box. What a blazing start to the innings here, Abid.
Thank you very much, Ahmed Khwaja. Well, it seems to be that Rajkot Thunder want to finish things off quickly here. They're going with a very healthy run rate achieved with over 13. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. That's a wicket. Imran Rafiq strikes, an easy catch for the keeper.
Well, I think he was in two minds there, Ritik Bakshi, whether to pull or to cut. In the end, he did neither. And that's the easiest catch you'll ever get as a wicketkeeper. So Imran Rafiq, the man with the golden arm, strikes immediately for footprint defenders. And that's a second opener sent back to the dugout. 69 for 2. So, double trouble for Rajkot Thunders. Both their openers dismissed now. Nitin Thomas, well, he bowled really well. Let's see if he can deliver with the bat as well. Imran Rafiq immediately striking. And after that rapid start, now the Thunders will have to rebuild as well. The spinners doing the damage. Looking for that cut shot. Not quite there.
And all of a sudden you find two new players batting together, yet to get their account open. And Nish Wadhwa alongside Nitin Thomas. It's just that two well-settled batters has departed.
Well, quite interestingly, he's bowling leg break to the right-handers. Started with some finger spin to the lefty. So mixing it up nicely here, Imran.
Now, for these kind of a bowler, you need to really check their wrist.
Bowling very slowly in the air. Chance for a run out. And the direct hit. Well, they're stealing an overthrow. Unfortunately, that's hit the wicketkeeper on the ankle. He looks to be in some sort of strife there.
I need to check that one again. Thomas was eager to take the single earlier as well, but this time the keeper tried to save the boundary, which was no backup, I think, behind, and in the end he injured himself.
Well, it's Anil Kumar, the wicketkeeper there for footprint defenders. Get that magic spray out there. He'll be right as rain. Well, looks like the magic spray has done its duty. 111 required of just about 14 overs. Very doable because of that brilliant start provided by the openers. But this has been a solid over from Imran Rafiq, just pulling back all the carnage in the power play. And two new batters at the crease. Anish will be facing now after that overthrow.
Not a convincing off the mark for Nitin Thomas. Now, clearly the plan is to rotate the strike and stay at the center. But it is too good. 71 runs at the end of power play with 2 wickets down. Good start for Rajkot Thunders. They should go on to chase this one.
Haider Ali continues. And Anish very watchful to start. Seems to be a back foot player, likes to play from deep within the crease. So Haider Ali would perhaps like to test that front pad, pitch the ball up.
Well, there's always a risk involved when you're pitching it up, but I think it's worth taking it now because 2 new batters batting together. So it makes sense for me to try to bowl some full length deliveries.
Quick single taken. Chance for a run out with the clean pick up there. That was risky.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a drama when these 2 batters trying to run between the wicket.
Yeah, it's certainly been an exciting game, especially with that brilliant 50 partnership between Taimur Riaz and this man on screen. Some big hitting in the last 5 overs. Chipped and just in front of the bowler. Well, Nitin Thomas not getting to the pitch of the ball, and Haider Ali bowling in the right areas.
This is the time where you can bounce back. Just take those half chances. Oh, would be unfair to call that one half chance, but yes, some excitement there at least for us.
Yeah, he's bowling that hard length really well, getting that extra bounce just like Gurjant was for the Thunders. And late on that one as well, just squeezed away behind point. They're looking for 2, and that's excellent running. Nitin Thomas, he's a good athlete.
Well, what I reckon, these batters kind of measure the ground pretty well. Anything goes on the own side where we have the longer part of the ground, they run 2. So despite the fielders are there, but they'll still manage to create couple.
Most certainly. This time the ball just nipping in off the surface, so anytime you hit the seam you are getting a response. Sometimes there's extra bounce or there is some seam movement out there. Required run rate just 8 runs per over. That's certainly game in hand, Abid.
Well, indeed, it's just a matter of 1 more wicket here.
Beautifully glided, beats the point fielder, and once again they'll pick up 2 on those big square boundaries like you mentioned. Good running and a steady over for the Thunders. 76 for 2. So young Ayush Rao coming into the attack. Bowls some leg break. Let's see if he can get it right tonight. Struck on the pads. Big appeal. Umpire Vipin Singh is unmoved. That looked close.
That took his time, but still called it not out. Yeah, definitely going down the leg side. That was a slider.
Yeah, a bit of extra bounce as well. Good decision. But it's a positive start for the youngster. I'll give him some confidence. And look at that, beautifully bowled. Just worked it around the front pad. That's pretty dangerous there from Anish. Needs to use his feet.
Very watchful there, the batter as well. Anish is just trying to play it late as much as he can.
Push through and flicked away through wideish mid wicket. And brilliant fielding once again from Imran Rafiq. Saved a certain boundary.
Excellent. This man has contributed well within the team. With the bat, now with the ball. Picked up a big wicket. And now saving some runs at the boundary line as well.
Yeah, he's been a busy bee tonight. This time, well, if you can get away with just a single on that poor delivery, it might be your night, Ayush.
Well, indeed. That was something, an easy picking for any batter. Especially when you have the covers inside. All you had to do is just glide it. Put some bat behind it with the force.
Oh, nicely bowled, beautifully. Slower in the air. And because of the dry outfield, you will get some purchase of this pitch. And that's what Ayush is doing. Slowing it up, putting some revs on the ball. And he's getting that turn.
What a wonderful weather it is outside to play cricket. No dew effect.
Kicked down the ground, only for one. So a steady over from Ayush. He's only given away 5 runs, 81 for 2. So Imran Rafiq already has 1 wicket to his name. And Anish looking to open up here, dragged onto the leg side. Well, they can afford to do that because the required run rate is just around 8.5. So you can have a few quiet overs here, Abid.
But I tell you, there's no dew, no sign of dew. And the ball is gripping pretty well. These leg spinners are doing fine job. Oh, that's a sloppy fielding. Should have been stopped. But ball runs for 4 runs.
Yeah, just bowled it a touch wide there. And nicely glided there by Nitin. Bit of an edge. But look at that. Very poor effort indeed by the short third. Conceding a soft boundary.
Well, Izzy, what I think here, it's not an easy once that required run rate is over 10 or maybe 10, because it's slightly different than the other days.
This time bowled very wide, trying to cut it away. Yeah, you're absolutely right, but they need somebody to build that dot ball pressure. They need somebody to bowl alongside Ayush. Turned into the leg side. And because of that early boundary, now the pressure is on the bowler to keep the over quiet. It won't be that easy.
Yeah, the target should be, they should not let that required run rate pass 9 per over.
Cut in the air, beats the point fielder, but he got a hand on it. Let's see if they can rein it in here. Yeah. Oh, bit of dancing steps there from Mohammad Arshad out there. But I think he's kept it within the park.
Oh, they will run for 4. No. Good awareness from Imran Rafiq.
All sorts happening on that delivery. Let's take a look here. First, we need to check for the boundary. Big chase for Arshad. Oh, yeah, he's done well. Like walking a tightrope. So they will pick up 3. Once again, he really likes that cut shot off the spinners. They've taken 9 without a lot of fuss off this over. 91 for 2 at the end of 9 then. Oh, big shot from Nitin. It's hanging in the air. And it will be taken by Imran Rafiq. So young Ayush gets a prized wicket, breaks the partnership.
Don't let them settle. That's the idea. And they have done the exact required thing. Coming nicely underneath and takes the simple catch. And the young man strikes. Rao would be glad to take the wicket here. Nitin Thomas walks out playing 14 runner ball. It's 91 for 3.
So a left-hander striding out to the crease, Lalit Lakhani, for his first innings of the Arabian Cricket League. Let's see how he goes about it. Our scorer was telling me that he's a big hitter of the ball. Let's see if he can live up to that reputation.
You're putting that poor man under pressure, scorer.
Well, he certainly doesn't take any pressure. Mr. Abdul Wasi, he's very mischievous and drilled towards mid-wicket. Immediately underway is Lalit.
Yeah, one of the relief, you see that you get off the mark, and that too, and it's immediately the soon you arrive.
And it's a good comeback by young Ayush. He took a lot of hammering at the hands of Usman Khan when they played Galleon Cricket Club. So that will certainly boost his confidence. Young academy prospect. Big shot down the ground, taken on the full and sent for a ride by Anish Wadhwa. 6 runs.
But that just kept on disappearing in the darkness. Perfect use of the feet. Full toss delivery, you cannot ask anything better. Beautifully hit at the right spot. Look at that. Into the darkness.
Yeah, he got away with it in his first over, not this time. This time it was belted right into over number 1. A souvenir for somebody, if they can find it though. So they're putting the young spinner under pressure here. 83 needed of 63. They are controlling this run chase quite nicely. It will be up to the defenders to pull them back. That's better, much better. On a length, turning away from the blade. That's where he needs to be. If they use their feet and hit you out of the park, that's part and parcel of being a spinner, Abid.
Well, maybe probably you're bowling too slow as well. That is allowing the batters, giving them time to come down the track.
Using his feet, and plenty of encouragement from the Thunder's dugout. They believe that they are in control of this run chase, and I think they just might be.
Well, indeed. Now that's the ideal situation where you scored 99 and you're not yet crossed that 10 over. You're not halfway through yet. There's one more delivery to go.
Oh, he was looking to send that right out of the park there, Lalit. 100 up in exactly 10 overs. And there you can see the boys in yellow believe.
Haider Ali will be bowling from the school end. Oh, Sybil tried to play on the onside. We are halfway through and it's the right time to introduce my partner in crime. Sam, welcome to the com box.
Not sure what crime we are committing here, Abid, which is enjoying a good game of cricket. Yeah, that's some way to introduce someone. I'll tell you what, I'm tempted to say, but that this game is evenly poised. Rajkot Thunder, though, might not agree with me. They just need 81 or 59. The way this game has gone, it's been a pendulum that has swung both ways regularly. Each team has, in moments of the game, in phases of the game, felt like they are the ones controlling it. But neither has been dominant enough to say that we've bossed this game throughout. Yes, it's been a very disappointing performance in terms of catches dropped, in terms of not very great bowling. But you could call it an even contest because both of them have been guilty.
Yeah, indeed. It's been right in the balance, the game, as you mentioned. It's just that game what you love to watch. At times it's to the batting side, at times it's to the bowling side.
It's a good length. Non-striker looking for a single there, and it'll be a overthrow for a single. So what shouldn't have been a run, and they won't mind that because footprint defenders want to get a wicket here. The only way they can win this game is by picking up wickets regularly. They've done that so far. Relatively two new batters on the crease. They can't become complacent. And it's funny, isn't it? Generally, you find when two teams are out there, Abid, it's the ones that does all the right things and executes better is the one that walks away victorious. But tonight, it'll be the team that makes the lesser mistakes. That's been hammered over. There is no fielder there. And even if there was, it wouldn't have mattered because that's cleared the boundary by some distance. A 6 for Lalit Lakhani.
What a timely 6 that is, come off the bat of Lalit. Now the pressure was just mounting over. They were not getting boundaries. Even those singles were hardly earned. But out of nowhere, Lalit Lakhani provides that a big blow, a massive 6 over the covers. And now with that, he'll move to 9. Width, but too much of a width there.
Low full toss outside the off stump. All he had to do was get some bat onto it. The fielder, third man, can't get to it because that was played very square off the wicket. No chance for him to cut it off. So another boundary. So all the pressure, just as you said, was being built up. And Haider Ali has just given it all away with those two big shots.
It's just that one applies the pressure and the The batter comes and plays little brave. Now very watchful there, takes the single on the final delivery, and Lalit Lakhani will keep the strike as well. It's 113 for 3 at the end of 11. Hamid Shabir, the new man in. It's captain himself.
Oh, that should be an interesting appeal. The umpire just indicating that it has gone down the leg side. Well, he's seen his bowlers getting tonked all over the park and being little wavered, except for maybe Ayush Rao. So he decided to bring himself on. See if he can prize out a wicket and break this partnership. That's full, that's straight, and that's right behind us in the com box. That's been hit a long, long way into the second oval for a huge 6.
Well, I reckon that is even 6 in the second ovals. That was huge, massive. Smoked it. What a hit.
Yeah, almost a practice delivery that. That's the kind of delivery you get when you're practicing those big shots with your coaches. Hamid Shabir, very gentle, straight off spinners. No real turn, no real pace. So very easy for a batsman like Lalit Lakhani, who's now suddenly gone to a 20 of just 9. Our scorer, Wasi, was quite right when he said that this guy can hit the ball a long way. Well done, sir.
I'm taking this boy with me for all the predictions, if he can make. The next time when I'm coming here, I'll keep a place in my kit for him.
Yeah, looking for that big heave again. This time it goes through his legs. Might just be called a leg by. Yes, the umpire will raise his leg and signal it. So a 6 and a single already off this over. And this is all they need to do, these two batters. No need to play any risky cricket. That required run rate now just under 7.2. Nudge those singles, get those boundaries every once in a while, and you're good to go, Rajkot Thunders.
Exactly what you need to do is now take singles, take no pressure. You already got the big one.
Through the hands, and that should run away to the boundary line. If you can't take catches like that, then it's going to be very, very difficult to win this game from here on. Anish Wadhwa now joining in the party of the boundary scoring. Once again, Hamid Shabir outside the off stump. Should have been a catch, that, Abid.
Yeah, a bit late over there to realize that ball is still in the reach. Goes for 4 as well. It's just not that drop, but conceding 4 runs as well. Now the occasion is almost runnable.
Because of which they can play a nice front foot defense for a dot ball.
No pressure whatsoever here. Hamid Shabir, the captain, thought maybe the other bowlers are going for runs. I might get a wicket.
Nicely played down the leg side for a single for Anish Wadhwa. So doing it nicely, these two batters for Rajkot Thunders. They are 125 for 3 in 12 overs. Just need 56 from 48 balls.
Imran Rafiq back into the attack. Started with a short and delivery. He got rid away with it, I tell you. It was easy for the batter to hit it and heave it on the own side. All he had to do is shuffle a bit.
Footprint need to somehow find a wicket here. Do what you can. Bit of a change in the field now. So this left-hand, right-hand combination too is becoming a challenge for the bowling side. They'll have to keep changing that field. The bowlers have to keep adjusting their lengths. Never easy. Oh, that's heaved over. But will that reach the boundary line? No, it won't. Got all the elevation, but none of the distance, and that spun away from the fielder. Thanks to which they'll cross over for a couple of runs.
Well, indeed. It seems to be that the game is getting out of the control. That was hit hard. Somehow, he could not, or could just not keep his eyes onto the ball till the last moment. You don't really need to do anything when the bowler is offering you something for free.
And they've given quite a few of those all innings, quite a few extras from both sides today.
Well, he goes big, but straight to the fielder, but that will just fall in front. Well, I don't think so. That has carried, and that's the way you need to attack.
Well, quite rightly, the fielder there going for the catch. He had to. They need a wicket desperately. And in that attempt, he's given away a boundary. And now that required is now just 48 or 45, becoming easy here for Rajkot Thunders. They're still going for their shots, not taking it easy. And I think that's the right way to go.
Now Imran releases the ball a lot earlier. Oh, that's gone. That's up in the air. And that has done the distance as well. 6 runs, and Lalit Lakhani is dragging his team home.
Well done, cameraman. Didn't lose the ball until the end, until it disappeared behind that scoreboard. That went long, high and far away from the ICCA Academy. And guess what? They found that ball quite fast. Not bad from the fielder there, long on. Kept his eyes on his two. This time he's pulled it over. And again, it might just evade the fielder. No. Deep square leg will cover it off. Just be 3 runs or 2 runs.
They're running quick. That's also a positive sign. They got boundaries as well. But it seems that they are there on a mission to chase this one down quite early. The final delivery. Puts it away. In the air. Just over the fielder. He can only watch it. Sailing over his head, and it's a 6 runs. Big over from Imran.
Well, this Lalit can certainly bat. We thought he was strong on the front foot, but this time he rocks behind and pulls that over long on for a 6. And it's gone far, far behind that fielder. No chance for him to get a catch off that. And they'll take a drink deservingly. 13 done, 147 for 3.
And the captain comes back into the attack, and just before he realized the ball is travelling towards him, by the time it was too late and the ball has crossed him, and that went like a bullet. Look at that. Before he puts the reaction, he was looking for the guard. That was travelling fast, my boy.
Footprint defenders have had no answer to this onslaught from Anish and Lalit. And they've done it very smartly. Look at that. That's what they've done so well. Every time they've got the boundary, they've made sure they've also rotated the strike, and that has kept that scoreboard ticking and now made that equation very, very easy. Might just be an early night here for all of us. 29 just required from 40.
They look pretty much well in control. Now, past 152 and just 13.2 is some aggression shown by this Lakhani. Mind you, it's not an easy to play an off-break spinner when you're a left-hander.
When you just look at the way Rajkot Thunders were bowling in the middle period, the two spinners, Waqas Ilyas and Lalit Lakhani himself, really slowed things down, stemmed the flow of runs to a certain extent. Oh, that's taken an inside edge and that'll go behind the keeper. Might not run away to the boundary. Just to finish that point, they took pace off, but importantly, they were bowling in the right areas.
Yeah,
But
indeed.
the mistake they've done, footprint defenders, is yes, they've tried to take pace off the ball, but they've absolutely given the length that the batters are asking for, either short or too full, not on a good length.
Well, absolutely. That's been the case here. We've just seen Lalit struggling slightly against Hamid now. And also, I tell you, whenever Anish tries to play that on the onside, when he brings that pad in front, I tell you that's a risky move to do. And he's quite bit of a late as well. So, batter or bowler perhaps. If you bowl slightly quicker, you might get him trapped in front.
Good observation there, Abid. He's been out for 19 balls now. Again, looking for that big heave, but making no connection. Hamid Shabir will be thinking, well, 2 times I've missed the stumps. How unlucky. Rajkot Thunders looking very comfortable here. 14 done, 154 for 3.
Well, there you go. The captain was looking around and he found the young man, youngest player. Took him for the charge and that goes over the fielder on to the long on. Easy picking, 2 full there, Ayush Rao.
I was going to say he's looked the best bowler for footprint defenders tonight, but it doesn't matter to Anish because he's just hammered that full, straight, and he'll say thank you very much. I'll deposit that behind long on. The first time you see the towel coming out, I wonder if that's to do with dew. Outside the off stump will be driven for a single. So these two have put on a superb partnership. If there was any pressure building, these two have completely disrupted that and put this Rajkot Thunders in control of that chase of 180.
Well, just to remind you there, you got a lot into the game. It's just almost we are clicking the next day. It's around 12 o'clock midnight. Yes, it's a right time for the dew to join us here. It's been too late tonight.
Maybe it got the invitation a little late, Abid.
Well, I just hope it never came. You get our way. It just spoils the game for the bowlers, and I feel for the bowlers.
Absolutely. Can tell you as a fast bowler myself, never easy to bowl with a wet ball. Left alone, Lalit Lakhani, he hasn't left too many alone this for the 18 balls that he's been there. Likes to go after the ball, doesn't it? He's played some big strokes tonight, and that 40 of 19 has really changed the game here. Low full toss, and that will be in the gap, although he hasn't got too much meat of the bat there, so it'll just be a single.
Another convincing shot there onto the loosener, real loosener there from Ayush Rao, but he's got away with it. Well, I think they are not in a hurry because the first delivery they got what they were looking for.
Ayush Rao must be wondering, I hope Dad's not watching today. Saw them both play together in the team, Ayush and Santosh Rao. Dad's home tonight. The son is out there trying to win a game for his team very, very desperately. But he's gone for a few. but he still looked the most controlled bowler in this footprint defenders lineup. As for a leg spinner, that's a good skill to have at such a young age.
The final delivery. Down the leg side, he decides to go and put some will on it. Almost got over the line for a 6, but that will be 4 runs. A boundary. Over starts with 6 and ends with 4. It's 166 for 3.
We're just praising him, and he sprays it down the leg side. Anish rocks back, swivels over, and easily puts it behind the fielder at fine leg for a boundary. So 166 for 3, just 15 more of the last 5 overs.
That's gone up in the air with 15 runs required more. And all sorts of the attack is on here from Lalit and Anish. Well, very close. And a risky run taken there between the two batters.
And what we've seen here from Lalit and Anish is that if you come out with intent, more often than not, you'll succeed. And this has been a very good show here. Usman has been given the ball. Lalit will be looking to finish this off in this over, and he does just that. Gets close to that required 13 now. 6 off this ball. So that comes down to just 7 runs required. And they seem to be in a hurry to go home tonight.
Yeah, this one for his teammates sitting out there, relax. And I think the next man might have just took those strips out from the bats.
What do you think, Abid? Will we be on the E311 before 12? But 5 minutes to go. Outside edge. In fact, it's much against the round of the play. Lalit Lakhani, who's been hitting them so very well, looks to make room and pull, gets the top edge, and it goes straight back to the bowler. Usman picks up a wicket he would have never expected to.
Well, what a end for Lalit. Just one shy of his 50. But he thought to wrap things up to a little quick. He moves out with a 213 strike rate. Played some great inning. Lalit Lakhani, 49 of just 23. It's 174 for 4. Well, it is maybe in the gap. No, the fielder will cut it down from the boundary line.
Anish Wadhwa is on 39 of 24. He'll want to try and finish this off with his one hit. 6 needed of 26. Just one hit away now, Rajkot Thunders. This has been a very comprehensive batting performance by them. Yes, they were a little loose with the ball, but they've come out with a superb batting performance. Right from the top, everyone contributing. Heaved up, down the leg side. Might just be a single.
Well, what I liked about this footprint defender, boys, that they haven't given up. Despite they just had hardly some runs to defend, but they are running hard, still down there at the ground.
That's a loose one. Trying something new, probably Usman. And How fitting would it be if things finish off with a wide? There have been so many today.
Gurdeep need one good hit. Oh.
He was lining up for it. He was lining up for it. But in the end, he decided, well, I want to stay not out and finish things off. So just 4 required now of 4 overs. Right then, Saif Khan, who walked out in the first innings to open the innings for Footprint Defenders, might just bowl the last ball of the innings. So we'll start things off and end things off tonight here at the ICCA Academy Ovals. 4 runs required for Rajkot Thunders to get a comprehensive victory here over Footprint Defenders. Wow, it's a wide, and that'll be a 4. And Abid Ibrahim, I called it quite fittingly. It's a wides that end the game.
Well, you called it earlier, but this time it was safe. He's smiling all about it. But yes, that was, despite even the batter was looking to hit that one. Well, it's been a good outing there for Rajkot Thunders. They have convincingly win this game, quite comfortably chased this one down. Not a convincing day for Footprint Defenders. They need to go back into the drawing board and sort few things out. Maybe the extras, maybe the batters, maybe the bowlers.
Well, it's been wonderful by Rajkot Thunders. Every batter chipping in. Jatin Patel at the top. There's those big hands and big shots, 30 or 15 from him. Ritik Bakshi played some brilliant strokes to get his 29. But it was Anish Wadhwa and Lalit Lakhani who really put that partnership and killed this game off. Really chased it down with some ease in the end. Nitin Thomas and of course Gurdeep in the end partnering Anish Wadhwa to finish things off. 19 extras from Footprint Defenders. They'll go back and wonder how they can put that right.
Well, plenty of bowlers has been used today. And certainly it was Mohammad Zahir who's gone for 22 in his first over. And things never got back on track for Footprint Defenders since then. It took them 16 overs to chase one down, but almost 4 bowlers getting the wicket there. And it was Haider Ali, the top scorer for Footprint Defenders, but nothing else impressive apart from him. And the best second scorer was Anil Kumar with 21. Waqas Ilyas gets 2 wicket, and Nitin, Gurdeep, Gurjant Kanda, a wicket each to all of these bowlers. Plenty of bowlers has been used by Rajkot Thunders as well. Clearly they did not had a good day in the outfield. The fielding was not up to the mark, but their batting was certainly. Oh boy, 2-man standing tall, delivering it. And Lalit Lakhani, it turns out to be the best one with his 49 of just 23. Anish Wadhwa with 25 deliveries, he's remained unbeaten for his 40. Well, 4 bowlers getting a wicket each. Ayush, Usman, Mukhtar, Mohammad Imran and Haider Ali for Footprint Defenders. And it was Rajkot Thunders who thundered all the way and won the match by 6 wickets. We'll take a short break. And when we be back, we'll be going for the post-match presentation. But before that, just a reminder, you have the next game lined up on day after tomorrow on 1st of December, which will be Ajman Heroes against Gems Education CCA. They have a tag of Giants Killer Gems Education CC in the tournament. So it's ICCA Academy Arabian Cricket League, and from us, it's a good night.
गुरदीप वैसे तो खब्बी स्पिन कराता है, इतनी अच्छी स्विंग डालता तो पहले क्यों नहीं कराता? कमाल है, हर बॉल ऐसे घूम रही है इसकी। हाँ वरना स्पिन डालता है, क्यों स्पिन डाल रहा है? इस ग्राउंड पे स्पिन डाल के क्या मिलेगा?
वही इसीलिए मैं डाल रहा था, वही बोला मैंने।
Thank you. Where are you, Mr. Tilak? अच्छा ललित, आपने इधर फिर बीच में आना है, ओके, बिटवीन अस। इसके कुछ 6 पीजे हो गए आज के। ऑडियो टेस्ट टेस्ट टेस्ट, ऑडियो टेस्ट, ओके ओके। प्लीज म्यूट योर फोन।
रंग बहुत प्यारा है।
ऊंट जे है। Sir ji. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome everyone to the post-match presentation of the SkyX.net ICCA Academy Arabian Cricket League, powered by FanCode. Before we begin, firstly, we would like to thank the ICCA Academy and all the administration involved behind the scenes for its support in hosting this level of a tournament. We would also like to thank our sponsors, our title sponsor SkyX.net, our official streaming partner FanCode, and our event partner TCM. In the 47th match of the tournament, Rajkot Thunders has defeated Footprint Defenders by 6 wickets. Commencing ahead, we will now be announcing the name of the player of the match. The award will be presented by Mr. Iftikhar Ali, our match referee. And the player of the match award goes to Lalit Lakiani for his innings of 49 of 23. Outstanding hitting under pressure. And what a run chase that was, as they gunned down 181 runs in very quick time. Lalit, let's have a brief chat. You went in at 91 for 3. What was going through your mind at that stage?
We actually had a very good start, so the openers gave us a very good start. So I was like, let's keep the momentum on, and hitting is my game. I like to hit the ball. So I was like, I told Anish, give me the strike. He's in, he can play through the innings, and I can power through.
And of course, but at the halfway stage, you were expecting about 160, maybe 20 runs too many. Were you worried about that going into the second innings?
Yeah, we did give, I think, 20-25 runs. That happens, that's part and parcel of the game. We do drop catches, but we do have a very strong batting lineup, and with the start we got, we knew that if we get 70 in the first 6, this should be an easy chase for us, because with the batting power we have, we can back ourselves to do it.
And of course, this is the first win of the Rajkot Thunders in the Arabian Cricket League. Now looking to get some momentum and push on for more wins, try to get into the semi-finals.
That's the hope. That's what we want to do. No one comes here to lose. We try to win every game. Obviously, we learn every game and we move forward.
And who would you like to dedicate this award to?
The players, the sponsors, and obviously my family.
Well played today. Outstanding innings.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was Lalit Lakiani with an outstanding innings, taking Rajkot Thunders to victory. That's all from the post-match award ceremony. We have a break tomorrow, but join us on Thursday for more action from the Arabian Cricket League. We'll see you then. Good night.